With his cautious mother, Melania, keeping him out of the public eye, Barron Trump has been the most mysterious member of the Trump family for years. However, when he took the stage for his first public statement, everything changed, leaving the nation in disbelief. The audience was shocked by his commanding presence, rich voice, and composed delivery, which led to countless conjectures regarding his destiny. Was this a one-time occurrence or the beginning of something more significant? Barron's speech could be the turning point in his life as he approaches his 18th birthday and looks forward to new possibilities. Watch as we analyze this unexpected incident and its implications for the future. Barron's public debut. Barron Trump mainly had stayed out of the public eye at 18, so his inaugural address was historic. He'd previously been seen as Donald and Melania's quiet kid, hardly ever appearing in interviews or the media. However, audiences were astounded by his composed and self-assured tone when he eventually approached the stage. The speech demonstrated Barron's maturity, intelligence, increasing public profile, and discussing his father's victory. His calm, composed approach gave the impression that he'd been getting ready for this moment for a lot longer than most people thought. Supporters praised him on social media as a future leader, while analysts likened his composed manner to seasoned politicians. Some even conjectured that his political career may begin with this debut. Barron's potential to become a well-known public figure in his own right was made clear by this moment, formally establishing him as more than just the youngest Trump. Inauguration 2025 Overview. Donald Trump's historic return to the White House in 2025 made for a unique presidential inauguration. However, the ceremony was moved indoors to the United States Capitol Rotunda because of security concerns and unexpected freezing rain, just the second time in history this has occurred, the other being the inauguration of Ronald Reagan in 1985. The occasion was nonetheless great despite the change. Thousands of Trump fans, foreign diplomats, and influential political people crowded the Capitol to watch this unprecedented political resurgence. A military homage, speeches, and performances were all part of the redesigned inauguration procession, which was held inside Capital One Arena. Standing beside his father, Barron Trump garnered much attention as he made his first formal debut. In addition to Donald Trump regaining the presidency, this day was significant for Barron because it suggested a more active involvement in the Trump legacy. Melania and Donald's aspirations. Melania and Donald Trump have consistently expressed their hopes for Barron's future. Barron's upbringing was more private, allowing him to forge his path, in contrast to his older siblings who were prepared early for positions in business and politics. Donald has alluded to his youngest son's potential as a future leader, while Melania strongly emphasizes education to ensure Barron has the finest possibilities. In interviews, Trump made lighthearted remarks that Barron was taller, smarter, and more reserved than he was at that age, which stoked rumors about his involvement in the family business. In contrast, Melania is concentrated on honing his diplomatic abilities and ensuring he conducts himself with grace and dignity. Because of their combined influence, Barron is in a rare position, combining his mother's refined refinement with his father's boldness. They expect greatness from their only kid together, whether in business, diplomacy, or even public service, even though neither has specifically encouraged him to pursue a political career. Barron's educational pursuits. In contrast to his older siblings who attended the University of Pennsylvania, Barron's decision to enroll in New York University's STUNS School of Business illustrates his distinct educational philosophy and professional goals. Although insiders indicate he has broader interests, such as technology and international politics, his choice of business courses suggests a possible career with the Trump Organization. Barron has excelled in financial and digital marketing classes, demonstrating a high aptitude for economics and world affairs. Despite being among the most well-known students on campus, professors say he's determined and focused, avoiding needless media attention. Many have been amazed by his ability to balance his academic obligations and public duties, demonstrating a discipline unusual for someone his age. Some people think Barron might someday join his father's business empire, but others think he might choose another route, like becoming a tech entrepreneur or diplomat. His schooling is laying the groundwork for an exciting future. Height and public perception. Even among the already tall Trump family, Barron Trump's remarkable height, from 6'7" to 6'9", has made him stand out immediately. His enormous size frequently becomes a point of conversation at public gatherings, with analogies to NBA players rather than politicians. There have even been jokes that he could play basketball if he wanted to. But more than his height, what most interests people is his calm and mysterious demeanor. Barron is kept to himself, allowing his physical presence to speak for itself, unlike his father, who delights in media exposure. According to psychologists, taller people are frequently seen as more authoritative and forceful, which may influence Barron's future public image. He exudes an almost royal image due to his height and well-groomed demeanor, which has led some to wonder if he can even surpass Trump in sophistication and cunning. It's impossible to overlook Barron's imposing presence in the private sector, politics, or business. Role in 2024 campaign. Barron Trump was more important to Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign than many knew, despite not being formally a member of his father's campaign staff. He contributed to developing digital engagement techniques behind the scenes by providing insights into what appeals to younger voters. Barron's knowledge of internet trends was crucial because social media platforms are now significant arenas of conflict in political campaigns. According to sources, he offered tactical guidance on how to use humor, viral challenges, and direct engagement strategies to make campaign content more relevant. According to insiders, his achievements were acknowledged despite his more advising role. Barron's attendance at significant campaign events, such as election night festivities, also showed that he was becoming more at ease with being in the spotlight. His covert but significant contribution to his father's outreach to younger audiences demonstrated that Barron was influenced not to have a formal title. His performance in the 2024 campaign could be a sign of things to come. Public reaction to Barron's voice. Not only was Barron's presence one of the most surprising aspects of the 2025 inauguration, but so was his voice. Many Americans were fascinated by his genuine voice because they'd only seen pictures of him for years. A brief video clip from election night that showed Barron speaking momentarily sated that curiosity, but his official debut at the inauguration cemented the bargain. His deep, calm, and surprisingly sophisticated voice instantly sparked internet debates. Many characterized it as a blend of his mother's grace and his father's aggressiveness, creating a harmony that felt both calm and powerful. Some even likened it to JFK Jr.'s eloquence, another well-known presidential son who enthralled the public. With hashtag #BarronSpeaks trending globally, social media was inundated with tweets, memes, and reaction videos. The curiosity with his voice further heightened the mystery around him. Was he merely experimenting, or would he eventually assume a more significant public role? The world was listening now anyway. Kai Trump's behind-the-scenes insights. Donald Trump Jr.'s daughter, Kai Trump, emerged as an unexpected highlight of the inauguration through her social media posts. Kai gave a unique, close-up view of the day's events, while the main event occurred in front of millions. Her posts showed the lighter side of the Trump family, including intimate family interactions and backstage events before Barron's speech. In one especially popular video, Kai was seen teasingly straightening Barron's tie just before he went on stage, giving his usually poised look a more human touch. Her behind-the-scenes footage also showed Melania Trump giving her son last-minute words of support, which struck a chord with many. In contrast to the frequently reported picture of formality, the recordings highlighted the close-knit closeness among the Trump family. Given the Trump family's ongoing public attention, Kai's observations imply that she might significantly influence how the family is portrayed in the media, providing the public with a more intimate look into their lives outside of politics. Interaction with tech titans. In addition to being a political occasion, the 2025 inauguration served as a meeting spot for some of the most influential people in the internet sector. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Sundar Pichai, and Elon Musk were among those there, raising questions about possible changes to laws about digital privacy, artificial intelligence, and business rules. These internet giants' attendance at Trump's inauguration indicated a desire to keep lines of communication open with the government, particularly as debates over social media regulations and digital free speech continue to intensify. One fascinating instance was when Barron Trump and Elon Musk were seen briefly conversing, which sparked rumors about Barron's interest in technological advancement. With his background in business, several experts even speculated that Barron would eventually pursue a career in technology, departing from his father's real estate empire. These high-profile exchanges could influence future laws and corporate government ties, as social media and artificial intelligence legislation are considered key areas of concern in coming years. Barron's business ventures. Despite his quiet public persona, Barron Trump is progressing in business. He recently used his family's history and business sense to co-found a luxury real estate company specializing in upscale developments. Barron's business is reportedly focused on creative, sustainable architecture intended to appeal to a younger generation of affluent consumers, in contrast to his father's expansive commercial projects. In sharp contrast to the Trump organization's past strategy, reports indicate that he is especially interested in green energy solutions and real estate. Although Barron is still concentrating on his studies, insiders say he's actively involved in strategic decision-making, and his company has already attracted investments from well-known industry players. He's been compared to his father's early real estate days for his ability to handle the corporate world at such a young age. It's unclear if Barron will decide to grow this business or change to another sector, but his entrepreneurial zeal is already making him stand out. Security measures at NYU. Given his prominent position, Barron Trump's admission to New York University's STUNS School of Business has presented serious security concerns. Unlike other college students, Barron manages campus life with a specialized security staff, which ensures his safety while preserving a sense of normalcy. Logistical changes brought forth by his presence at NYU include more covert transportation plans and increased security in strategic locations. There have been stories of classmates spotting him in informal places like coffee shops or the library, frequently surrounded by plainclothes security guards, prompting some students to inquire about his daily routine. Even though he tries to fit in, the extra security highlights his unique situation. However, according to people close to Barron, he's committed to having the most genuine college experience possible, attending lectures, working on group projects, and even trying to make friends outside his social circle. His ability to balance the inevitable realities of his history and a typical college experience continues to captivate people. Public's fascination with Barron. Although Barron Trump has always been fascinating, interest has grown after his latest public appearance. Although his impressive height, rumored to be between 6'7" and 6'9", already makes him stand out, his calm, collected manner has sparked several internet debates. Theories about his future abound on social media, ranging from discussing whether he would carry on his family's business empire to discussing a possible political career. In contrast to his older siblings, Barron has escaped chiefly media attention, which has only increased public interest. However, his latest address provided insight into his character, displaying more knowledge and confidence than many had anticipated. Some admirers have even compared him to John F. Kennedy Jr., who grew up in the public eye yet remained mysterious. One thing is sure, Barron is constantly being discussed, regardless of whether he stays in the spotlight or withdraws into his world. Family dynamics. Intense, yet occasionally divisive dynamics have always been a hallmark of the Trump family. However, they put up a united front and showed genuine love and camaraderie throughout the inauguration. Ivanka Trump's embrace of Barron following his speech was particularly memorable. It was a rare instance of sibling affection in public and went viral quickly. Known for being protective of Barron, Melania Trump was spotted grinning with pride, which is different from how she usually acts in public. Barron's height was the subject of fun taunts from Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, a lighthearted conversation emphasizing their fraternal relationship. Throughout the day, Tiffany Trump, who has sometimes stayed on the sidelines of political gatherings, was fully involved and shared intimate moments with the family. The Trump family is fundamentally a family with shared experiences and ties beyond the public arena, as these exchanges are offered as reminders. Their dynamic, which provides an alternative viewpoint on a family frequently viewed via a political lens, continues to pique public interest. Public speaking training. During his much-awaited inaugural address, Barron Trump's calm and assured manner reflected months of preparation. In contrast to his father's spontaneous speech, Barron's speech was measured, well-spoken, and purposeful, which led many to surmise that he had received much instruction in public speaking. According to sources, Melania Trump was instrumental in this preparation, ensuring Barron was prepared and practiced to meet the public's expectations. According to reports, speech coaches helped him improve his delivery by working with him on rhetoric, body language, and voice modulation. Much of the public had never heard his deep, resonant voice before. Still, it quickly became a talking topic, with many comparing it to the controlled cadence of John F. Kennedy Jr. Barron's goal to enter the public arena with greater assurance, whether in business or politics, is evident of this instruction. Considering how his speech was well received, this is probably not the last time the public will hear from him in such a venue. Media's response. Barron Trump's speech received overwhelmingly good media coverage, with commentators praising his calm manner and measured delivery. Some media sites examined his potential as a future public figure, while others concentrated on the speech's content. Discussions on whether he would pursue a different career path in public life were sparked by political pundits who pointed out that his self-assured yet modest demeanor contrasted with his father's flamboyant approach. His maturity on stage was recognized even by often hostile media outlets. Talk shows and late-night hosts also took notice, with some joking around while others showed genuine interest in Barron's increasing visibility. While mainstream networks conjectured about the potential long-term impact of the Trump family, conservative news outlets hailed his speech as an indication of leadership ability. International media quickly picked up the story, which increased interest in the youngest Trump's changing public image and spread the excitement beyond the United States. Social media buzz. The topic of Barron's speech quickly gained popularity on social media. Even though he was still years away from qualifying, Twitter was ablaze with hashtags like Barron Trump speech, Next Gen Trump, and even Barron 2028. Many TikTok fans praised his presence and maturity as they analyzed his body language and spoken delivery. Instagram was inundated with posts examining his suit selection, tone of speech, and general stage appearance from both fans and onlookers. Many users showed sincere interest in seeing what he may do next, even on Reddit, where political conversations can be contentious. Additionally, memes that compared his speech to well-known presidential speeches and even well-known fictional figures with composure appeared. While some pondered whether Barron had received media training, others just relished the experience of hearing him speak in front of an audience. Audiences felt that they were seeing the beginning of a new chapter in his public life, which was all the more momentous given that he had previously stayed primarily out of the spotlight. Comparisons to other first children. Comparisons to past presidential children who experienced comparable scrutiny have been inescapable since Barron Trump entered the public limelight. For example, Chelsea Clinton dealt with frequent media attention from an early age, and the media constantly watched Malia and Sasha Obama. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s charisma made him a media darling and one of the most adored people in American history. Barron's situation is distinct, though. He mostly stayed out of the spotlight during his father's administration, in contrast to his predecessors, which makes his unexpected presence all the more fascinating. In addition, he's the only presidential kid to have grown up in the era of social media domination and digital technology, which allows for the instantaneous shaping of public opinion. Barron may choose a different professional path due to his business interests and family lineage, unlike the Obama girls who chose occupations outside of politics. Many people are curious whether he would stay in the business sector or progressively enter the political sphere because of his impressive height and calm manner. Trump's influence on Barron's public persona. Barron was exposed to the high-stakes world of business, politics, and the media at a young age since he grew up in the Trump household. Barron kept a quiet profile and generally attended essential family gatherings, unlike his older siblings who enjoyed the limelight early in life. But his speech marked a change, showcasing his distinct style and his father's influence. Donald Trump is renowned for his audacious, spontaneous statements, but Barron's speech was composed, collected, and methodical, indicating a more sophisticated strategy. Like his grandfather, Fred Trump, who liked to work behind the scenes, he emanated quiet confidence on stage. Despite bearing the Trump moniker, observers observed that he spoke in a calmer, less confrontational manner. This disparity raised questions about whether he would forge his personality, possibly combining Trump's financial savvy with a more tactful public image. Barron could become the most interesting Trump to date if he keeps going this way. Barron's potential role in the Trump Organization. Barron Trump is acquiring the knowledge and abilities required to assume a more critical role in the Trump Organization while attending NYU's Stern School of Business. Barron's future in business is still a hot source of conjecture, even though his older siblings have long been involved in the family firm. His remarks revealed an understanding of public perception of branding, two essential facets of the Trump business strategy. Some speculate that Barron would concentrate on updating the Trump brand, either spearheading digital strategy initiatives or investing new markets like AI-driven real estate investing, given the changing real estate and digital markets. Unlike his father's combative business style, Barron's calmer and more analytical approach could change the organization's reputation. According to some sources, Melania, his mother, has been subtly training him for a leadership position by ensuring he has the poise and self-control to manage the pressure. His influence might usher in a new era for the Trump legacy if he decides to enter the business sector. Barron's relationship with his siblings. Barron is close to his half-siblings, especially Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, who have taken on mentorship duties. Although he's much younger than them, he reportedly received advice on dealing with media attention from Ivanka Trump, renowned for her poised public persona. Social media posts about Barron's relationship with his niece Kai Trump have also been made public, underscoring the close-knit nature of the family. Barron's quiet childhood may have contributed to his more reserved demeanor since his other siblings were raised in the spotlight. According to family sources, he's learned business lessons from his brothers, especially in real estate and brand management. His remarks signaled a change and suggested that he would soon join them in a more prominent capacity. Undoubtedly, his siblings will support him at every turn, regardless of whether he decides to fully integrate into the Trump corporate empire or forge his route. The impact of Melania Trump's guidance. Barron's privacy has been fiercely protected by Melania Trump, who ensured he spent his early years away from the constant media attention. Many attribute her influence to his elegance and assurance in his public debut. Barron's speech had a degree of refinement and control that mirrored Melania's emphasis on dignity and poise, in contrast to Donald Trump's brazen and frequently unplanned style. Melania, well known for her Be Best campaign, which prioritized children's welfare and anti-bullying initiatives, has taught Barron to take responsibility for his interactions with the public. According to insiders, she helped him prepare for this occasion by guiding him on his tone, presentation, and body language. Her multilingualism and European background have also broadened Barron's horizons, maybe preparing him for a more international approach to diplomacy or business. Melania's influence will probably continue to act as a compass when he enters the public glare, ensuring he does it with poise and purpose. Barron's stance on social issues. Unlike his father and elder siblings, Barron Trump has avoided chiefly political language, but his address made subtle allusions to principles of respect and unity. His restrained demeanor implies that he might favor a more tactful approach to public engagement, even though he's not taken a firm stand on significant social problems. Barron's manner suggests a different kind of influence, one that might appeal to younger generations than his father, who lives on political confrontation. Given his experience, he can help close the gaps between traditional conservative values and the changing views of Generation Z. If he decides to get more involved in social issues, he could have an impact on issues like education reform, digital privacy, or business ethics. His capacity to garner attention without causing controversy could work to his advantage, enabling him to steer discussions away from partisan arguments and towards his beliefs. Whether he enters the advocacy field will only become clear in time. Will Barron enter politics? Barron Trump's self-assured speeches and increasing public visibility have raised questions about whether he may eventually follow in his father's political footsteps. Even while he's never publicly shown an interest in politics, his business background and public profile make him a strong contender if he decides to pursue it. As hashtags like Barron2028 jokingly circulate on social media, supporters have already started to imagine a future campaign. Barron, however, seems to prefer a more measured and collected approach, in contrast to Donald Trump, whose political persona was based on forceful speech and media control. This might benefit him in a political environment that increasingly favors cautious leadership. Should he decide to enter politics, his strategy would probably be very different from his father's, maybe favoring a more strategic, backstage position over active campaigning. Undoubtedly, the public is closely following him and eager to see what he'll do next, regardless of whether he chooses to work in politics, business, or something else. What's next for Barron Trump? Many people are curious about what will happen now that Barron is in the public eye. Is he going to keep giving speeches? Will he take on more responsibility within the Trump organization? Or will he turn away from the spotlight and concentrate on his studies? He may no longer be merely a supporting character of the Trump dynasty, as his inaugural speech signaled. According to some, his next move would be to make more public appearances at essential business gatherings or political rallies with his father. Others think that before making any significant decisions, he'll continue concentrating on his academics at NYU. Barron is in a unique position, regardless of his path, as he bears the Trump name while still having the chance to shape his history. The world is closely observing his future moves, regardless of whether he decides to stay in business, go into politics, or take another route. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon